Hi everyone, in this review I'm talking about the article Design with Nature by Lan Meharg's Ecological Wisdom as Actionable and Practical Knowledge by Bu Yang and Shuang Li. So I like this article because it shows how ecological planning can actually work in real life. And the author uses the woodlands in Texas as an example of a community that grows with nature instead of against it. And coming from Saudi Arabia, where new cities are developing fast, this kind of approach feels very relevant. So about the authors, Bu Yang and Shu Jan Li are professors at Utah State University. Their work focuses on ecology, planning, GIS, and green infrastructure. Their background matters because they explain McHarg's ideas through science and design together. And as a student studying urban planning, I find their perspective helpful, especially when I think about Saudi's Vision 2030 and how their projects and how sustainability fits into real development. So the main argument is that Meharg's ecological wisdom only works when we follow a clear structured process. It's not just follow nature. It's collecting real data, studying the land, and then designing in a way that respects nature systems. And this always reminds me when I think about Saudi's big projects like NEOM or the Red Sea. This structured approach makes sustainability feel more achievable. So summary of the article. So the article explains how McHarg's ideas developed from his studies at Harvard. So his teaching at Penn and his work in urban planning believed that design should fit the land, and the author shows how his process was used to design the woodlands in Texas and how the project performed well for almost more than 40 years. As someone studying planning, I like how this article blends with theory and with real outcomes, something we need more in Saudi Arabia, especially because the regions are growing very fast. So McHarg's process, his process is very simple and logical. So we first need to study the land, then we layer the map to find patterns, and we protect the important areas in the land and place development where it naturally fits, and then use nature-friendly strategies instead of forcing engineering. So this mindset is very respectful, and it reminds me of how important it is to respect nature, such as mountains, coastal zones, and in Saudi Arabia, I would say the desert. So the nature drainage strategy, the plan placed homes on higher grounds and protected forests and used an open drainage channel with check dams. These features helped slow water and reduce the flooding and cool the environment. I can see a clear connection of how Saudi Arabia is starting to use nature, which they call wadis, and open spaces in new development instead of relying only on engineered solutions. So the results over 40 years. So the long-term results were impressive: lower stormwater runoff, cleaner water, lower temperatures, healthier forests, and better walkability. So the fact that these benefits stayed strong over years shows how the ecological planning is reliable and cost-effective. And I find this very important, especially because it helps in the long-term performance. And this is considered a major thing for Saudi Arabia in Vision 2030. So the weaknesses of the article, a limitation is that the article focuses on just one successful project. The woodland had financial support and a strong developer which is not every project has this. And it also mentioned methods that less tested in dense cities, which matters for places like Riyadh and Jeddah, cities in Saudi, because still the lessons are clear and useful. The three major takeaways for economic development: nature-based design saves money over time, ecological planning builds resilience, which is important in hot and dry climate like ours in Saudi Arabia, and interdisciplinary work, mixing science between design and engineering, creates stronger and long-lasting results. So overall, this article shows how ecological planning is practical and effective, and it's a very effective approach. The Woodlands proves that designing with nature creates strong social, environmental, and economic benefits that last for decades. As someone from Saudi Arabia, I personally see these ideas that can support my country's growth, especially as building new sustainability cities for the future. And I hope developers that work in the planning industry hopefully follow and understand this method properly. Thank you.